So I was kind of thinking I needed to upload again on this video, and I had to think of something to talk about. And I thought to myself, what's something in my life that I know a lot of people struggle with? And that's caring what others think. And that's something that has controlled a lot of my life. I didn't even realize it even when I was a kid. It was affecting me. I really did care a lot about what people thought now that I'm thinking back to it, and it was really bad. It was almost as bad to the point as where I cared so much of even how I tied my shoes to how I walked and to what people were thinking. Everybody was looking at me, but it just wasn't true. Like it just was never true. That was never like a thing. And it didn't take until like I got out of high school to eventually realize that everybody is so worried about themselves that they won't even remember you. Even if that might sound bad, but it's really not. It's just people will not remember you, which is a good thing because it means you can just really do what you want because nobody's gonna care because everybody's so worried. And I think the first thing a lot of people, even myself, had to realize is have to realize that I had to realize too is that there is no rule book in life. And the reason it's so important to realize this is because if you really care so much what everybody's doing and making sure you're going to do this, you're going to do that, or you need to do this or need to do that because what everybody else is doing and you're afraid to be different, you're going to end up not living your life and living it by other people's means. And that's really bad. You don't want to do that because you're going to end up living a life where you're just not happy, like at all. You're just going to end up being very upset with where you're not, and you're going to realize when you're older that you just shouldn't have cared. And this is the thing about a lot of old people too. You notice that they don't care because they're at the point where they realize nobody else gave a shit about what they did as much as they gave a shit about what they did or other people did. It goes hand in hand. So don't ever follow a rule book in life where it's as you have to get a family, you have to work this job, or you have to go to school. You do what you want to do. You need to realize that some people might look down on you in life and actually care, but give it some time and they just won't, because they're going to realize, why do I care what this person's doing when I'm not even here yet in my life? So you can just do your own thing. You just should not ever care about following a rule book in life. Just do what you want. Don't care. And I know it's hard to say don't care, like you shouldn't care. Easier said than done. By all means, it's easier said than done. But let me give you an example. Has there ever been a time in your life, maybe you yourself, or you've seen somebody do something silly, like fall over a step when walking up a set of stairs, like they trip over a step? You think about it, think of it, like have you ever done that yourself and somebody's seen you, or you seen somebody else do that? Now, the fact that I asked you to remember that means you didn't remember or care about it at all until I actually asked you to actually go in and look for that. Meaning, nobody really remembers that. Nobody really cares about that. Because if it was such a big care, why aren't people still talking about it? Why aren't people still bringing it up? It's the exact thing I'm saying is nobody's worried about that. If it happens, it happens. But don't think of it as it's the end of the world. Think of it as this is just something that happened and everybody's going to forget because you too yourself forgot until I asked you to remember. So what that really means is just be you because there's nobody else that's actually going to care. You don't even care either because you didn't remember until I said, hey, think about it. And a really bad reason as to why you shouldn't go on this thing of caring what other people think is because you're gonna stop yourself from inevitably being you and being the best version of yourself, or the version of yourself you want to be, or you want to be this person that's always happy. You want to be this person that's always caring, and this person who's always willing to go out and above and beyond, so you can like set a standard for yourself so you can be a better person. Well, if you care so much what other people think, you're not going to get there because you're doing it by what does everybody else think of me? Why what is everybody else going to say? Will everybody else care about if I do this and this? And you shouldn't do that because this should just be something you want to do. Not caring what other people think, because now you're going to stop yourself every time you think it's gonna look stupid or you think you're gonna look dumb. You can't do that. You need to just go on and do what you want because you're gonna stop yourself from being you. Like I mentioned, you have to do what you want. Like I said, I know it's a lot easier said than done saying these kind of things, but it's inevitably true. And coming from somebody who has cared his whole life from school till now being here in life, 2024. 2024, I'm here. I've been around for a while. I'm not an old man, I shouldn't say that. But you know what I mean. Like somebody from the second I got out of high school to living a life or two outside of high school, not in school, you start to realize nobody cares. And you shouldn't either because you're going to stop yourself from actually getting what you want in your life. And you really, really shouldn't do that because you have goals and ambition and you are 100% capable of getting those things by all means. So don't ever think you can't reach those things, even if it takes time. That's the point. The goal is free, but to actually work your way and get to it, that's sold separately. You gotta get there yourself. That's gonna be some hustle. The dream is free. The dream is free. You gotta make your way up to the goal. That's the part you gotta pay for. Not actually pay for, but work towards. So yeah, just somebody like me, if I'm able to reach somebody even that might be in this position, even if they're in school or just in life in general, nobody cares. Just be you, even if you're in high school or something and you think everybody cares, everybody's looking at me, da, da, da. I was that exact kid. I was that exact person. I thought everybody was watching me all the time, so I was so afraid to do anything, and trust me, presenting in front of classes was the worst day of my life. But you just gotta realize nobody cares. And you shouldn't either because you got stuff to achieve and things you want to do with your life. Not for them, but because you want to do them. So go out there and do them because it's your life. Don't live it by a rule book. Live it the way you want to live it.